We call the benevolent beings of light, archangels and ascended masters, to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen.
If you want to awaken all of humanity, then awaken all of yourself. If you want to eliminate the suffering in the world, then eliminate all that is negative in yourself. Truly, the greatest gift you have to give is that of your own self-transformation from the inside out. Transcending 3D. The videos that we just watched, I really feel touched a deep place within each one of us, every single one of us. The art of just being is what I want to discuss tonight. How we accomplish this. When your mind is going on and just chattering away, start by just saying, God bless whatever it was that your mind was chattering about. Just bless it. And when you're doing that blessing, as simple as that was, it stops the chatter. Your mind responded to what you said. And if it keeps happening, just do that. Bless whatever comes up. Don't judge it. Don't think about it. Don't make it into a whole dialogue going on between your ego and yourself. To train yourself to be quiet is a journey, and it takes discipline and consistency. It isn't something you do once in a while and then just let your mind go crazy. There are times when something comes up and you are thinking about it. Do something constructive with it. Don't mull it over or get upset or stress about it. Bless it. Bless the situation and send it up to God. Tell the universe, I know that this will all be taken care of, that I'm in good hands, that I will be guided, and it will be so for you. Most of us go into turmoil and start worrying. Am I going to have enough money? Am I going to be able to do this? Am I strong enough? Am I going to be healthy? And we get ourselves very stressed. We start worrying. And when you worry, you lower your frequency. That is not mastering 3D. Some people say, well, that's just who I am. I worry about everything. Well, that isn't reaching your potential. And if we're going to master this plane, it's time for us to use the skills that we have and the power that we have to overcome the things that we haven't mastered yet. You're going to start to feel a profound sense of peace. No matter whether your life is still the same or it changes, you will be peaceful because you won't allow yourself to worry. Worry will never change the outcome of anything. It won't lift it away or make it go away. The only way it goes away is if you take away the thought from yourself and trust that God is watching. Your higher self has it all taken care of. And it's in the reaction that you're being measured for how successfully you went through that experience. Everything in your life is to show you what you've mastered and what you haven't. That's why we're here. Although we want our life to be completely peaceful and everything flowing correctly and gently and lovely, there are days like that. But then there are days when we're working. And on those days, whatever needs to be taken care of, to be addressed, is going to come up. It'll come up through interaction with somebody else, a circumstance that evolves and is in front of you. And that's where you come in. Now, some people tell me, well, I believe that God will save me. No, God will not save you. You are here to save yourself. God will be there to help you, to give you all the tools you need and the assistance you need. But the work is yours. The world is so beautiful. And when we're quiet and not judging it, we're just looking at it, observing it, feeling it, smelling it, enjoying it. That's when we're in that space, that beautiful, quiet space. Your body's relaxed, your mind is relaxed, and you just observe. Everything around you is asking for you to see it and to feel it, to notice it. And you will if you're quiet. But if you're all tied up in your head, worrying about what you're going to make for dinner or where you're going to go tomorrow or what you should wear or whatever we worry about, we're not going to see what's right there in front of us to see. And all of that is missed. The sunset, the sunrise. How many people never see it? They don't bother to see it. It's so important to take in the holy moment. As it said right there, that's all you have. So if you're distracted in the holy moment and you're not fully present, you are missing out on the experience, the fullness of that experience, the reason that you're there. Just being there physically isn't the whole experience. It's in what you feel, what you observe, how you interact with others or the event itself, how it moves you emotionally, mentally. These are all feelings, all part of our sensory system that is gathering information that can be used to keep us calm and peaceful, to learn, to feel a certain way, and to be able to measure what it feels like to be at peace and when you're not at peace. There is so much we miss because we're in our heads and allow our egos to run the show. Our egos need to rest, and we need to take command of our lives. It's time. It is time. Many, many things are happening on a subtle level that we're not even aware of, but it's happening to raise us up, to lift us into a higher frequency, to continue this beautiful ascension, transcending the depths of the 3D 4 negative, even 4 dimension activities, limitations, polarities, stressors. As you desire to reach a point of peace that passes understanding, everything will be lined up for you to get there. Are you willing? Are you willing to retrain yourself to just be still, to just observe, to not have an opinion about anything? What does it matter what we think? All that matters is what is the truth of a situation. It's like meeting somebody for the first time and just in that interaction deciding whether you like them, whether they're good people or they're not. How about we give them a chance to show who they really are before we go making our judgment calls? Wouldn't that be nice? I know a man that the minute he meets somebody, he immediately thinks they're the best people in the whole world. And then within a month, all I hear is complaints. It's because he doesn't give himself a chance to just simply not judge it, just allow the person to show who they are. Let a situation show what it's trying to teach us. No jumping to conclusions, but it takes training because we're so used to immediately making a judgment call on something. As you learn to do this, as you practice, you're going to get very good at it. And every time you overcome the usual pattern, it's going to get easier and easier. It's going to bombard you, and you're going to say, when is it going to stop? But it's okay. You're awakening to what's going on around you. You're feeling more than you ever did. It was always there. You just weren't observing it like you are now. Life is more than just our routines. Life is meant to be lived, enjoyed, cherished. The people that we're with, the ones that are easy to be with and the ones that are difficult, are there to help us. Help us to learn how to deal with it, how to manage it, how to be respectful to yourself and others. But yet you hold true to what your heart tells you. There's always going to be something in front of you to deal with. As long as you're in a body and in this dimension, it's there for you to master it. So look at it in this way. I have everything I need to get beyond the limitations that I had yesterday. All I have to do is open my mouth and allow myself to say what my heart tells me, to trust that my heart will not lead me astray. Go with your feelings, because if you think, and this is how I think, and this is what I think, then you're in your head. If you're in your heart, you'll say, oh, this is how I feel. I feel deeply about this. My heart tells me this, not my head. My head is always scared, always being cautious. Use it wisely. Use every circumstance that comes up in your life learn from it, grow from it. Maybe you don't do your best every once in a while. That's okay. What did you learn from the situation? That's what's important. How did you react or respond? Tremendously important. So in order to transcend 3D, we have to practice. We have to practice being masters at everything, looking at everything, feeling everything, having the eyes that truly see and the ears that truly hear. Simply means I'm not making a judgment. I'm just observing and feeling how I feel. And as you quiet down and don't have the need to constantly give your opinion or to stress about things that are going on, you're going to become much more peaceful. In fact, you're going to like being quiet. But when you do speak, people will listen. They will hear you. It will be meaningful what you say. Because when you do speak, it will be from a place of peace and true knowing from that expanded consciousness that what they were talking about in the second video. The divine mind kicks in, connected to your full potential, which is your higher self. And what a glorious event that is. It can become permanent if you allow it. But if we stay filled with our opinions and always chattering away, it really kind of slows down the process. We exhaust the energy that we have allotted to us, and we literally feel exhausted all the time. It drains you. It takes your strength away. It is exhausting. So transcending 3D is a process. It's happening naturally. Like the video said, we can't go any further down. We're going up, slowly but surely. And as we do, whatever is weighing us down, because everything is energy, moving at a different frequency throughout our being, our bodies, our fields, whatever is very dense has to be dropped away. And that's up to us to let those blocks go, lighten our load, allow ourselves to feel free. There's nothing to burden you. You can do this because God sent us here saying, we know you can do this. You are strong. You are mighty in the light and love of God. No longer are you swinging your sword. Now you're sending out love, the most potent and powerful force in all the universe is that love. And in it is healing, is a high frequency, wisdom. Everything is contained in that light and love. You are beings of light, humans. The hue is the colors, the different colors, and those fill your fields. From moment to moment, those colors change. If a thought comes in that disturbs you, everything darkens and gets muddy. If you're standing in your power and your light and love, everything expands and is beautiful and so stunning to observe. You are surrounded by a field of light, and in it, everyone can read who you are, where you're at, what you're thinking, what you're feeling at that moment, just by the colors in your fields. There's really no separation. There's no mystery. There's nothing to hide. On some level, we're all observing each other. Did you ever walk up to someone, a friend or someone in your life, and say, you know, I feel like you're struggling with something. Are you okay? And they go, yeah, how did you know? Well, how did you know? Because you were actually reading their fields. You could feel the static in their fields. You see? You don't realize that you're actually working out of your extrasensory perception, but you are. You are. You're amazing. And that great light that you carry with you is changing the frequency around you. And anyone that has the privilege of walking through your fields are getting the gift of gifts. That light and love that you are has touched them. It's like the hem of the garment conversation with Jesus. That's what it's like. The hem of the garment are your fields. Learn from the words of the great master. It isn't a religion. It's spiritual truth. It's cosmic truth. And that's why he came. And others like him. They came to show us the way to transcend each dimension that we work in. This one's a real dense one. Anyone that comes to Earth goes, oh my God, what was I thinking? But this is graduate school, ladies and gentlemen, and you're doing quite well. So if you're having days where there's a great deal of pressure, just bless it. It isn't a bad day. It's a day that's getting your attention to work on yourself inside. On the website is the process. It's the most efficient and effective way to empty yourself of anything that is weighing you down or causing you stress. Don't hold in anything. Just don't aim it at anyone. Nobody's doing anything to you. They're just trying to help you get where you need to go. The glory of God lives inside you. Think about that for a moment. It lives inside you and wants to express in the world. And through your love and willingness to share that beauty is how we'll heal the world. We're all healers in that way. But if we become careless or fall off the path, willingly or unwillingly, whatever, unconsciously or consciously, we hurt ourselves and all the people depending on us that don't have the power. Not yet. They're still sleeping and unaware that they have this. And it's cloaked and unable to shine. Not like you. You are shining. You are the bright lights in the world. And there's millions just like you. And they're out there. You'll find them. But those are not the ones you're working with. They have their people, you have yours. We're lucky. We found our soul family. We've got each other to grow with, to understand where we are and what we're going through, to hold each other's hand, to support each other. It's very rare, very, very rare, but it won't be in the future. So with that, I'm going to pause and we'll go into the next phase. It's just about time anyway. And I will do a summary after we have the questions and answer period. For those people who are seeing this video on YouTube or any place else, we invite you to come to the forum on Wednesday nights. It's a free event at 7:30. Go on the website, ourdivineorigin.com, and pick up my email and sign up to join us. Okay, so I turn this back over to Janet, and I say thank you.
Thank you, Barbara, as always. Okay, please stop the recording. Can you please, so you know what to do. And Barbara, can we please have your closing statement?
Absolutely. Our discussion about how we're changing and what we're willing to do to master 3D and transcend. I am so proud of each one of you. The awareness that if we don't change the things that have been setting us back, that has been causing us to have to struggle, or in any way not getting through to ourself, that it really is up to us. Not waiting for other people to change around us, but to take it by the horns and make it happen for you. This is so important. And as you do this, it gets easier and easier. The fight goes away. You start to feel a sense of peace, and things don't matter that used to be so important to all of us, to be so right, to be so in control of other things that are really not our business to be in control of, or to never look at ourselves as a victim, because the only victim is someone who believes it, that something happened and they did it to me. The only thing that can happen to us is what we still hold in our consciousness that is cruel or mean. If we don't change, our circumstances around us don't change. Our life remains the same, and we go through the same activities, the same kind of interaction with other people. But when we make that decision that it's up to me, that's when we really get somewhere. To transcend 3D is a natural process that's going to happen whether we do it kicking and screaming or whether we cooperate. The world is set up that way. We came here for this purpose and much more. So with a smile on your face and treating yourself with dignity and respect, move through your days. Overcome your limitations. Change your beliefs if they're not working out. Honor yourself and those in your life, because they're your mirror. No matter who it is, they're your mirror. They're showing you the things where you're so darn good and so capable, and they show you the places where you're not. To love yourself and to love others is the same thing. But first, you got to start with you. Treat yourself very respectfully and honor your strengths and the things that you do well. And then find it in yourself to recognize it in others. We're all doing this in one way or another. Some things are easier. Some things are more difficult for us. But in the end, when we surrender, that's when the peace starts coming. It doesn't matter if we get our point across. It really doesn't. Because if somebody doesn't want to hear you, they're not going to hear you. It's that simple. So rather than trying to drive a point, even though your intention is wonderful, just let it go. Just let it go and just breathe. It's so much more relaxing. You have nothing to prove. You have nothing that you have to accomplish. Just be. That's your part. And other people will learn to do it as well. Believe me, you're very brave to go against the grain of the masses. You are very brave. And honor that in yourself. Never go against your heart. Your heart is what should drive you, not your head. Your head will drive you crazy, make you do things that strain your patience and makes you miserable. But your heart will support you and help you to get through everything. So to transcend 3D, just keep going on the path of love and light. Bring it everywhere you go, because you can't help but do that, and express it in everything you do.